Quantitative tightening and quantitative easing. I'm sure you have heard of these terms before, especially in the past couple of months, weeks or days. If you have not, now is definitely the time to familiarize yourself with these concepts. In today's easily comprehensible video, I will try to help you do just that. So, without further ado, my name is Daniel and welcome to the Greenwave. Quantitative easing, or QE, is a form of monetary policy used by central banks as a method of quickly increasing the domestic money supply and spurring economic activity, supporting, initiating, or increasing economic activity. This type of policy is a form of government help to the economy and businesses in times of economic hardship, such as the 2008 housing market crash or the 2020 COVID recession. Quantitative easing usually involves a country's central bank purchasing long-term government bonds as well as other types of assets, such as mortgage-backed securities, MBS. For instance, in response to the economic shutdown caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, on March 15, 2020, the US Federal Reserve announced a quantitative easing plan of over $700 billion. Then, on June 10, 2020, a couple months later, after a brief tapering effort, the Fed extended its program, committing to buy at least $80 billion a month in treasuries and $40 billion a month in mortgage-backed securities until further notice. Essentially, when we get into trouble, the Federal Reserve just prints loads and loads of money through various aforementioned techniques, and it also lowers the interest rates, if that's still possible, helping the economy in the short term. So, it is a lot easier for businesses and individuals to access or borrow money. However, the long-term implications are quite brutal, namely high levels of inflation, which we are currently experiencing. When this starts happening, and keep in mind that inflation doesn't only have to be caused by quantitative easing, it can also be the result of supply chain issues and other factors. If you want to know more about inflation, we've definitely made a video about that in the past, so go check that out. So, when inflation starts increasing, it is obviously time for the Fed to go the other way. Think of this entire thing like a swing that the Fed is trying to balance, but it never really works. Quantitative tightening, QT, is used by the Fed to combat inflation and to push the swing in the other direction. QT is also known as balance sheet normalization, and it is a type of monetary policy followed by central banks. It simply means that a central bank reduces the pace of reinvestment of proceeds from maturing government bonds, and it is the exact opposite of the monetary stance of quantitative easing. Quantitative tightening also means that the central bank may increase interest rates as a tool to curb the money supply in the economy. The Fed is essentially sucking money and liquidity out of the markets. Thus, the general oversimplified cycle goes like this. A recession or some unexpected economically challenging event occurs. The Federal Reserve, or the Fed, prints large amounts of money. This helps temporarily, but it also leads to inflation. In the meantime, the interest rates are also going down. Then, the Fed starts exercising QT, which actually usually still triggers a recession just a little later than the original trigger event. And then the interest rates start going up, and usually the markets crash, and that is kind of where we are right now. Markets crashing as the Fed is implementing quantitative tightening steps. And all I can really say to the lot of you right now is good luck out there. And there you have it, a succinct explanation of quantitative easing and quantitative tightening. Hopefully this video cleared it up for you at least a little bit. If you have any further questions, certainly feel free to ask them in the comments below. Additionally, if you liked the video, consider dropping a like, sharing, and subscribing for more financial content. We are just getting started here. I know I say this every time, and there is a plethora of exciting stuff coming. So thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.